planet Mars shifted between dry and wet eras before it turned waterless, according to a new study. You may find the previous video to this one concerning the 10th Sumerian tablet and Mars face and pyramids interesting, because that claims, the 10th Sumerian tablet claims that the Anunnaki had colonies on Mars when it was habitable. Now, the climate, according to Sputnik and Lila Dergacheva, the climate of red planet Mars is still thought to have oscillated between droughts and drenching eras, judging from the composition of its sedimentary layers, samples of which were harvested by the Curiosity mission. The legendary dry periods altered with wetter stints and seem to have occurred several times on Mars before the red planet turned into the utterly desiccated wilderness as we know it today. The study claims, citing and analyzed data from NASA's Curiosity rover. These findings were published in the journal Geology. Now, using the ChemCam instrument and a telescope on the vehicle, which is currently combing the base of Aeolus Mons, a mountain in the center of the Gale crater, researchers managed to study the buildup of sedimentary beds scattered around the planet's surface. Please support my Patreon channel, since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. My Patreon channel will have 5 different videos from my YouTube channel every day. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. Moving up through the red terrain made of several hundreds of feet of thick dust, the types of beds change their composition drastically, the research group says. More specifically, dunes at the top of the huge masses of clay that form the foot of Mount Sharp mean that those structures migrated at some point, having been carried by the winds. The dunes probably gained their present shape during the long dry stint, the researchers noted, and higher up they found thin, brittle, and resistant beds which were deemed typical of river floodplain deposits. The features hint at the return of wetter weather at some point, perhaps a result of flooding inside the Gale crater. There have been several such changes in the landscape until today's overwhelming arid conditions settled in about 3 billion years ago, at a time when the Earth consisted mostly of water. Again, these time periods are again theoretical. Now, during its mission to Mars, which has been continuing since 2012, Curiosity is expected to continue climbing the foothills of Mount Sharp and further drill into other types of beds to understand better the geological composition of the scorched Martian landscape and test the aforementioned theory. Now, those shifts gave an idea of how the ancient climate of Mars could have evolved, and the rover's follow-up work would potentially shed light on their origins, the team said. This is on Sputnik. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support.